What is your relationship to life itself? Hey there, spiritual explorers. Kara Siva here, spiritual healer and guide helping those on the path of spiritual awakening. Today's video, we are going to talk about what is your relationship to life itself. When was the last time you sat down with a good, steamy, hot cup of tea and really contemplated life? Well, if you're on my channel, there's actually a pretty high probability that this is how you spent your morning or evening or the last 7 days of your life. But then again, everybody's on their own part of the journey. It's a question that we really don't ask a lot in our culture and our society, and that is so weird to me because it's the foundational question. It's the foundational relationship. How many times do you really sit down and think about what is my relationship to all of this? Spiritual or not spiritual, everything that I see, everything that exists, like what is my relationship to that, to the nature? What is my relationship to the big nature, to the globe, to the earth, to the stars? What is it? It's a really, really fascinating question, and it was the foundational relationship that I looked at when I first started my spiritual quest, my journey, my inner exploration. And this was an amazing transformational question because it's the foundation of all of your other relationships. If you think life hates you and that you are insignificant to it, I can guarantee you that is showing up in your life. Somewhere, some way, somehow, it is manifesting. So when you look at this foundational relationship, it's basically like, does life love me or hate me? Does it want me to live? Does it want to kill me? Is it neutral? A whole range of answers. Now, in this video, I'm not going to share too much about my answers to these questions because you, dear explorer, are the one out adventuring in your internal realms, and I don't want to take away that beautiful exploration from you. So I have some questions for you to help guide you through this process. And if you are in that's part of the spiritual transformation where it's just like, whew, the first part, the awakening, the initial awakening, where the rug gets taken out from underneath of you and stuff starts leaving your life right and left, and you are sometimes spinning, sometimes puking, sometimes happy, the happiest you've ever been in the whole entire lifetime, and at other times crying like you have never cried before. This is where this question becomes really powerful. Now, some people's spiritual journeys are not quite that dramatic. A lot of people that I have been with and seen have that kind of a spiritual transformation. Mine was very self-induced. So when life wanted to take things away from me, I was more than happy to let them go. And that really showed up in beliefs. So if you haven't seen my beliefs video, I will link the description in the box below because it is really crucial for you to be able to explore your beliefs as you're going through this journey, because that's where a lot of the magic happens. That's where a lot of the transformation happens, and it's already happening for you. You're already in the process. You're already on the bus. I think that this is a really, really crucial step in that spiritual awakening process, because when you redefine what your relationship to life is, to that part of you, it sets the stage. It's like the road that the rest of the journey is traveled on. And don't ever feel like you have to have this perfect, immaculate, like well thought out belief about your relationship to life. One part of that relationship, which is the the biggest belief that transforms in spiritual awakening, it is going to be underneath some transformational energies for some time, and potentially permanently, but it gets a lot smoother as the years go by. So that to look forward to. Anytime I talk about doing these internal exploration processes, like, just remember that a lot of times this is not just like you sit down tonight, you do it one time, and that's it. Really, where a lot of the most powerful insights that came to me came from were spending weeks with something. I would take a concept and I would spend a week with it, and I would think about it and see it and look for it in my life and contemplate it, and then I would get some insight, and then I would start on another one, and then I would come back to it. You know, there's a constant dance with it. There's this relationship to it where you are constantly like working with that concept and with that knowledge, because you have to remember what you are doing right now in your transformational process is outstandingly amazing. The thing that you are going through is an incredible journey. You're not just doing something on the surface. You are going deep into who you are and reformatting things. Wow. It's amazing. And that's part of the reason you get tired. I'm like almost crying thinking about it, because it is one of the deepest, most complex, most beautiful and enriching processes you could ever go through as a human being, and you're doing it. So it's important to remember, take the concept now and keep going, keep working with it. And by the way, when something is true for you, you feel it. It is in your gut. It's a knowing. It's like every cell of your body, you know it. No questions asked. Doesn't matter if anybody else knows it or doesn't know it. You know it deep, deep, deep within you. That is when things have clicked into place. And be really gentle with yourself as you're going through that process, because again, like I was just almost crying a second ago, it's an enormously huge, complex process. And where I'm asking you to go is straight to the very foundation of the house, to the very core of it, to the very root of it, and starting from there, because why start on the top with the easy stuff? Let's get straight to the goods, right? Because you redefine your relationship to life, life redefines its relationship to you, then your life changes. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm so excited about that. Here are some questions to ask yourself. The first one is, what is your relationship to life itself? What is the relationship to your existence? What is the relationship to your existence? Is life for you or against you? Or is it somewhere in between? Does life love you? Is there any God? Is there a higher self, a higher source? Is there a spirit? Is there any of that? Or is there nothing? Is there completely zero, nothing, this life, and then that's it? If you don't believe in a higher intelligence, why? If there was an intelligence that was larger and more expansive than you, what is its relationship to you? If there was a higher intelligence, how does the higher intelligence work? Just wherever you're at, like how do you view it working right now? What is the role of a human on this planet? So those are some questions for you to work with for a little bit. I Again, you can check out my video on understanding and recognizing your beliefs, because this is really where that kind of work comes in at. You want to live your day-to-day life and you want to start exploring what is your relationship to life itself. And you can do that when you can recognize your obvious beliefs about life, and then when you can start to recognize the more hidden or unobvious beliefs about life. So I'm going to leave that right with you here today. But if you like this video, please click the subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I upload a video. And please feel free to leave a comment below. Any engagement, sharing, all of that kind of good stuff helps out my channel and helps me keep creating this content for you. So if you also have some questions, please feel free to leave them below as well. I will do my best to get back to all of your comments. Thank you so much.